Jose Abad Santos was born on February 19, 1886 in San Fernando, Pampanga. At the young age of 18, he was sent to the United States in 1904 as a government pensioner to study and get his law degree, probably traveling on a ship similar to this one. He first attended Santa Clara College in Santa Clara, California, where he finished a pre-law course. Abad would then study at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, to get his Bachelor of Laws degree. Pursuing the highest level of legal education he could attain, he then studied at George Washington University, where he would receive his Master's of Laws degree and passed his bar exam on October 12, 1911. This would put him on a path to serve in the highest positions in the Philippine government. Early on, Abad Santos was appointed as the first Filipino corporate lawyer of the Philippine National Bank, Manila Railroad Company. He then went to the Department of Justice, where he became Attorney General, Under Secretary of Justice, then Secretary of Justice from 1921 to 1923. In 1932, he became an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, and later, in 1941, he became its Chief Justice. Abad Santos accompanied the Commonwealth government to Corregidor, where on December 30th, 1941, he administered the oath of office to President Quezon and Vice President Osmeña for the second term to which they had been elected in November of that year. With the Japanese invasion rapidly advancing to the southern part of the Philippines, President Emmanuel Quezon was advised by General Douglas MacArthur to establish a government in exile to the United States. Quezon invited Chief Justice Abad Santos to leave with him. Abad Santos declined, preferring to remain in the Philippines and carry on his work and stay with his family. On March 17, 1942, the day of Quezon's departure from Negros Oriental for the United States by way of Australia, he appointed Abad Santos as the acting president with full authority to act in the name of and on behalf of the President of the Commonwealth of the Philippines and become the acting commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines in some areas unoccupied by the Japanese. On April 11, 1942, Abad Santos, his son Jose Jr., nicknamed Pepito, Colonel Benito Valeriano, and two enlisted men were captured by the Japanese in Barangay Tubad in Barili, Cebu, while traveling by automobile to Toledo, Cebu. He identified himself as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. He and his son were then taken to a concentration camp in Basak, San Nicolas, Cebu City. When asked to cooperate with the Japanese, he refused. Although he had nothing to do with military operations, they imputed to him, as acting president, the destruction of the bridges and other public works in Cebu that had been undertaken by the American forces to delay the invasion of the island. The Japanese High Commander, Kiyotaki Kawaguchi, took him and his son aboard a ship on April 26, 1942, thinking they were heading to Manila. Instead, they arrived on April 28 at Parang, Cotabato. The next day, they were brought to Malabang, Lanao, arriving on April 30th. After 2 days in confinement at Japanese camps, Abad Santos was called in front of Kawaguchi and was informed about the order of his execution. Before he was shot to death, he was able to talk to his son Pepito. Among his last parting words to his son were, "Do not cry, Pepito. Show to these people that you are brave. It is an honor to die for one's country. Not everybody has that chance." Abad Santos was executed at 2 p.m. on May 1st, 1942, under a tall coconut tree near a riverbank. He refused to be blindfolded and also refused the last cigarette offered to him. Together with Josefa Lanz Escoda and Vicente Lim, he is memorialized on the Philippines' 1,000 peso banknote, depicting Filipinos who fought and died resisting the Japanese occupation of the Philippines during World War II.